Sometimes your dream job can change and an even better opportunity lands in your lap. I am about to introduce you to Brooke Kromer, a former NFL sports reporter turned real estate trailblazer, who is carving out a niche helping athletes and coaches make strategic real estate investments. Hello, welcome, Brooke Kromer, to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you here.
Yes, thank you for having me. This is so fantastic.
You have such a career spanning so many different industries and worlds. I want to start from the beginning, Brooke. So, where did you start off wanting your career to go?
Grew up in an NFL family, so my dad and brother both coach in the NFL. We grew up, I mean, that was our whole entire world. When you're in the NFL, you are just support, the whole family is in support of your dad. So we moved around a ton and really only knew football because our lives were surrounded. It was just all encapsulating the NFL. So every weekend was spent going to the home games. Away games, we would just be supporting my mom because she would be a single mom those weekends. So it was really a family dynamic. And being that way, we only knew football. So I thought that my only career options were really in the NFL. So in the beginning, I did a ton of internships. My dad was huge on getting into the internships with the teams he was with. So I was interning with the New Orleans Saints when I was 16. And then whatever team he would coach for, he would kind of bring me in and find the woman that I could work with and that could show me the ropes. And I thought I wanted to do operations in the NFL, realized that it was kind of all over the place. It was different with every team. And I was like, all right, I want something that's like going to be fulfilling for me in every team, no matter what position. So I found sports broadcast and fell in love watching, Aaron Andrews go out there and kill it on the sideline. And so I started following Laura Oakman and we were doing Galvanize and I would train with her. I mean, I think I started that when I was 16 years old and just worked on building confidence and building, what you need to be on TV and watching tape with my dad. I mean, I grew up watching tape with my dad, so I knew the X's and O's of football. Really, I thought I was going to be the next Aaron Andrews. I was like, this is set in stone. It's going to be great. So I go to college for it, worked for SEC Network on campus at Texas A&M, 12th Man Productions, and had a ball, loved it, did on camera for pregame for baseball games, and then produced a lot as well because anybody that's on camera knows you don't just get there and get on camera right away. You have to learn everything behind the scenes as well. So did a lot of producing, a lot of editing, all of that. And I just fell in love with it. I absolutely loved it. Graduated from college and I always wanted to live in LA. And my parents were like, you're not moving to LA. And then the Los Angeles Rams called my dad and my brother, and we're like, you guys are moving to LA. So my mom gets the call. It was 2 months before I graduated college. And I was like, Mom, I'm moving home. So we all moved out to LA together. I got a job with Fox Sports, worked on a lot of production side of things, then worked my way to NFL Network. That was my dream network. I loved it so much. Every single day walking into that building was a dream and worked with, all of these legends, Kurt Warner and MJD and all these guys that I got to make their videos for them. They would always come to me and be like, all right, football, you're going to make my videos. So I would sit there and do the X's and O videos with them. And I just had a ball.
You grew up in football, you know what you're talking about. You're not just someone who goes out there and wants to be on camera reporting, like you know the sport, you know the game inside and out. So who better to do it?
Yeah, I loved it because it felt like, I was with my family. That's
Yeah.
all we ever did was watch football, talk about football. Even in the off season, coaches don't really get a true off season. So it's still all football all the time. It really just felt like that was just my life and it was amazing. And I loved every second of it.
So you're at the NFL. How long were you there? And tell me about like actually reaching that dream position that you wanted.
In LA, did NFL Network, Fox Sports. That I did that for about 4 or 5 years out there. But really, my whole career spanning over 10 years, just doing SEC Network and everything in college as well. I worked with the Draft Network and did a lot more on camera stuff there. The world changed a little bit, and they had to go different directions, and I was not going to get my NFL Network opportunity that I thought I was going to get. And that's kind of when I took my second act and went into real estate.
So how was that then? Because I know I've spoken to people, I went through it myself. Sometimes you're given a life opportunity or a challenge or something happens and either you truly embrace it or you struggle with it for a little bit and you have to try to reinvent yourself. What was that like, that transition period for you? Were you excited to figure out what was next? Were you a little bit lost like I was? Tell me about that process of thinking, okay, I'm going to start over now. I'm going to figure out what's next for me.
Well, luckily, it was during COVID. And I feel like this is going to be a story of a lot of people.
Yes.
You had finally that time to step back. NFL Network, we all got the call that we were going to be furloughed. Not sure when the NFL was even going to be able to play again. Like it's very much a contact sport. So the world was just in such this disarray and we didn't know what was going to happen. I was living in LA. It was crazy out there during COVID. And I was like, I can't sit inside anymore. So I was like, I'm going to go to the beach house in Florida. It was just our family beach house and sat on the porch here. And I just did everything I could to stay in the game. I was listening to women summits from ESPN, just watching my old tape, making new demo reels, just doing everything I could to just be like, okay, when this is over, I'm going to hit the ground running and I'm going to go. And this one day I was sitting in one of the ESPN summits on Zoom and I just realized like, what am I doing? Like, what am I chasing? I had this huge dream, but is it really fulfilling me? And I was living in LA and I was young and it's a lot living in LA when you're young and also trying to be on TV. And there's so many different pressures, especially now in the age of social media. I just kind of had this realization that maybe my dream wasn't actually what I expected it to be. I was doing all of this, I was having so much fun in the moments I was loving it, but then it was always this rat race of you have to be doing something at all times, but it wasn't going where I expected it to go, I guess. Then I just sat back and I was like, well, what else do I love? And I knew I always wanted to do real estate after my sports reporting career. So I thought I was going to be 50 years old and pushed off camera, which happens in the broadcast world sometimes. And then I would do my real estate career then, and I would use all my NFL connections. And I was like, wait, I have all of this already. What am I waiting for? So I called my friend down here who sells real estate, and I was like, hey, I think I want to just shadow you and just see what real estate is about. I met up with her the next day and she goes, I knew you were in town. I knew you love real estate. I was going to see if you wanted to come shadow me this summer. And I was like, okay, this is God just like plucking me up and placing me where I needed to be
Yeah.
and speaking through this woman. I mean, it was just crazy. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. So she talked me into getting my real estate license. She was like, you can always go back to NFL Network and still send me referrals and still get paid because you have your real estate license. So that's what I thought I was going to do. I started shadowing her. COVID kept going and going and going. And Florida was really the only open place. So everyone was flocking here to buy real estate. So the real estate market was going insane, which was a really fun time to get into it because I could see what it would truly be like in a crazy market. And I just fell in love. I mean, also, the paycheck you get, and you're like, okay, I worked 3 jobs in LA, and this is more than I made all year working those 3 jobs in LA. All right, I think I'm going to check out this real estate thing and joined their team. And I mean, it has blossomed since then. When you really love what you do, it doesn't even feel like work. It's my life now. I absolutely love it. So it wasn't really like a hard transition. It was just all exciting because it just kept going. It just kept evolving. It wasn't like a hard stop because COVID. I mean, everyone was stopped. So it wasn't like I felt alone in that moment, which was really nice.
No, and I love to know if you can relate to how I felt with it is that when I left television, I looked at it like, wow, there's so few people who get the opportunities that I had and who made it as far as I did. And I wanted to celebrate that and say, gosh, I accomplished that. So I checked the box and I said, now I want to go into business for myself. I have a feeling that you felt the same way. Like you got to do so much. You have your contacts, the experience. Did you feel any of that? Like, yes, you checked the box and now this was the next adventure for you?
Absolutely. I mean, the memories I have from sports broadcast are crazy. Like I said, making those videos for these Hall of Fame guys, just feeling that they trusted me and that they trusted my football knowledge was one of the coolest things. Because really, that's all I loved was the knowledge of the game and deep diving into it. I found out that that's what I truly love, not just being on camera, but really like diving into the game. And I got to do that. And that was so special. And then just the memories. I mean, I got to go to the ESPYs all the time. I still get to go to the Super Bowl parties and the Maxim parties with all of the players. And I probably would have had those connections anyways, just growing up in the NFL. But to make them for myself, it just felt really rewarding because it was like, okay, it wasn't just my family connections. Now I'm out there making these connections. And I was actually introducing guys to my dad. Oh, yeah, this is my dad. He's an NFL coach. And they're like, how is the daughter introducing us to him? How do we not know him? So it was just fun. I mean, all the experiences and then being on television, being on camera and having those memories someday to show my kids like, look, you can chase your dreams and you can meet your dreams way younger in life and then still have this fulfilling career afterwards. I feel like life, it's just this continuous, you're learning about yourself and you're figuring out what you want to do. And the dreams you have as a kid might not actually be the dreams you have as an adult. That was really cool to realize, like, oh, yeah, life doesn't just stop when you reach your dreams. Now you can have new dreams and have more success in a different market than you never thought you would before.
1,000%. And I think that's what's so exciting for us and for the next generation coming up, that it's not just that one thing that you're going to follow until retirement, because you can accomplish it or realize, oh, this isn't really for me. Let me pivot. Let me start something new. And I just have to ask about your father. Is he still with the Rams?
He's with the Buffalo Bills, and my brother's still with the Rams.
How exciting. So, what did they think when you decided to kind of officially leave working in the industry and try something new? Were they supportive?
They were so excited for me. Yeah, my dad absolutely loves my life now for me because in the NFL, I mean, it's 7 months of the year that's in during season that you can't do anything. So I missed out on my friends' weddings, bachelorette parties, baby showers, all of these moments that I really wanted to be there for my friends and family that you just can't. And that's just something you accept taking the job. And I knew that. So I wasn't sad about it. But now looking back, I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize what I was truly missing out on. So my dad is always like, we'll be sitting at lunch here and I'll be answering emails on my phone or be like, hey, I got to take this call. And like, I can see his pride in his face. He's like, wow, the life you built for yourself is even better than you ever could have expected. And he's like,
Mhm.
I just love that you can have the freedom to come to lunch with me and you can still get work done, or I can go to the beach and I can be answering emails on the beach, just this life that is so fulfilling and so successful, but also it's a good balance. And
Right.
he never had that working 17-hour days in the NFL. They love it for me because they're still in that NFL life working 17-hour days and that seeing me flourish like this, they're a little jealous. My dad's like, okay, I want to come work for you. You have this just fun life. And now I have the freedom to travel to their games too, which is so special. And my
Yeah.
brother has two babies that I can go out and see whenever I want. It's really cool how it's evolved. And yeah, they love it for me. They're so proud.
And yes, you've got the flexibility to do that. So you still have your foot in that world and you're living this new world. Are you using a lot of the skills maybe that you learned from working with the teams in the NFL now building your team and using your connections in real estate?
Absolutely. Yeah, my dad growing up taught us the pyramid of success from John Wooden, and we read that every day. We had the poster on our wall. We had to read one and live by it during the days. Just this team mentality has really just been ingrained in me my whole life, and I've watched him build teams and draft players that fit certain things, and knowing how to build the team is it's not going to be every player has the same skill set. You have to build a team around, okay, I'm good at this. What am I not good at? And I'm going to bring someone on my team that's good at that. And just really building this team of all of these different types of personalities and different types of people and skill sets and making it to where everyone has that same vision and that same goal so you can push forward for success. And that's helped me so much build a team at such a young age because without that knowledge and without that training and seeing my dad do it his whole life, I don't think that I would have the success that I do. And working for the teams now, I have all of these connections of players all over the country. The NFL is it's such a small little fraternity
Mhm.
of people, but we're all spread out across the country. And so you go to a new team and you're with a couple guys that you worked with in the past. You rekindle with all of these people. And the NFL Combine, I love going to. It's all the coaches come in to watch the guys that are going into the draft. So I go sit at a bar and all of my old friends, they're basically like family, are all sitting there with you. You're rekindling with all these guys around the NFL. And now I'm getting so many sales because of that, because I go up there and I'm really just passionate about 30A. I love where I live. I love where I sell. Hard not to love it when it's this beautiful. And I post on Instagram all the time, videos and drone shots and all of that. I just literally just fly my drone all day because it's like the best marketing is the beauty of this place. And so I get in a room with all of these guys and they're like, all right, how do I live there? How do I rent my property out? What are the benefits? Like, and there's so many benefits for NFL players and coaches because they are gone for so much of the year that they can rent their house out and just make money while they're working. It's the perfect blend of luxury vacation, but also a good investment for them. So it really has worked out beautifully. Now I'm with sports and entertainment divisions and just really try and find these guys, especially because they're so young. You realize as I get older, they used to be all older than me, like big brothers. Now they're all like younger than me. And I'm like, okay, we need to use your money wisely. Let's get you a beach house that's going to make you money all the time. And you're going
Mhm.
to watch that asset appreciate. So it's really fun for me to know where they are in life and kind of meet them where they are in life and what their needs are because I saw it growing up and I've been in this life, so I know what they need.
Right.
So it's really fun for me because it doesn't feel like I'm just selling them a house. I can advise them financially of what to do with their money, their tax benefits from it, and all of this. And just something that I didn't expect getting into real estate. Just this passion that I have for just helping these guys because they're my friends and I want them to be successful too. It's really fun. That's, I think, the most rewarding part.
And I never thought about that. You can sell a house to anyone, but you're selling to people that you know and you know how it'll benefit them in the long run. Like you said, they can rent it out and then they can come enjoy it in the off season. And it's just a win-win. So tell me about your business now and how, if any listeners want to connect with you and work with you, what is it that you offer in the area that you're in Florida as well?
I started out shadowing her and immediately joined their team. I was like, I love this. This is so great. I just started selling way more than I expected in a young age because real estate's hard, especially when you're just starting out. But I really hit the niche down here. I mean, I have so many friends and family just growing up coming down here, and my family's really connected in the community down here. So I didn't even realize how many people we knew, but we know the whole town. So the sales just started coming in and I was like, wow, okay, I can really do this. So I broke off from that team that I started with and started a team with just one woman and I. And she was older, so I was really leaning on her for a lot of knowledge. She was leaning on me for a lot of the social media and media side of things, because that's been so huge in real estate now, which has really helped with my on-camera ability. And I
Yeah.
was just on a panel speaking about it the other day. They're like, how do you get on camera and just do this? I'm like, well, I worked since I was 16, but reps, that's all it is. So I worked with her for a while. And then I just started realizing like, all right, I can do this. I can start my own team. I've built my name for myself, which is how I chose Kromer Collective as our team name, because I built really this brand around my name and just getting out there and the sports side of things and my family connections and ties to the community and everything. All right, what better way to brand than a name that's already really well known down here. So I was like, all right, I just want in the beginning some really cool women that want to work hard, that maybe they don't have all of the real estate answers, and that's okay because that's where I'm here to guide them. Just to build this women that really want to be part of a brand that has a vision for success, but also has a vision of like, okay, I'm going to take care of you. I have Casey on my team and she's a single mom. She has two girls at home. She has stuff on her plate and she's going to dance competitions. It's like, okay, if you're out of town, I've got your back. If I'm
Mhm.
out of town, I do a lot of my marketing on the road, going to these games and just talking organically to the coaches and players and just reminding them, like, hey, come check out 30A this summer, But I know that she's got my back while I'm here. So I really just wanted to build this team around just collaboration and also really having the same vision, having the same wants, but just caring about each other and caring about our clients, really, because I don't want anyone on my team that truly doesn't love this job because it shows so quickly. And that's when you stop caring about the clients. And if you're worried about the commission too much, you're in the wrong business. Like we're here to help people and advise people. So I've built my team around that. I'm really figuring out what the team is and what we need, and so hoping to bring on some more like-minded people this year with different skill talents than we have. I brought on a woman, Jen Daniels from Nashville, who crushes it in sports up there. She does a lot of NHL, some NFL. So kind of partnering with that Nashville area because there's such a feeder market for us and kind of just expanding my business that way, which has been really interesting because a lot of teams down here don't do it. They don't bring on people from different towns and different cities that are feeding to our market. So
Right.
I kind of feel like that's a pretty cool asset that we have and hoping to grow that side as well.
That is so interesting. And thinking outside of the box, thinking about your reputation and what you want for your business and what you want to be known for and giving back to the community. You don't want to be bringing people into the community that don't fit there either. You've really got your eye on what's going to work for the collective moving forward.
Yeah, and I attend all the events down here knowing that I'm going to put myself out into the community for our brand because I can. And that's what a
Hmm.
lot of women come up to me and they're like, I can't go to all these events. I have family, I have this. I'm like, well, then just find your niche, find what works for you. You don't have to be out every time. That's just what works for me because I don't have a family yet. But once I do, then I'm sure I'm just going to be spending more time on Facebook answering messages while I'm spending time with my family. Things like that. It's just evolving to what works for you in your time
Mhm.
of life. There's something to sell for everyone, which is great.
All right, it's time for our 5 fast cues of the week. Here we go.
Name one thing that these different chapters in your life have taught you.
I think just adaptability. And I think that was something that I was also taught as a kid, but now seeing it evolve in careers and different careers and moving, you just have to adapt to everything. I call myself a chameleon because basically anyone I'm talking to, I can find something that we're alike in, and I try and find that right away. Just adapting to your surroundings and your careers. Sports broadcast is completely different than real estate. So you're just adapting to this new lifestyle. So
Right.
adaptation, I think, is really important.
Now, would you recommend taking a leap into a big life change to your best friend?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I think it's the most rewarding thing you can do for yourself because you're challenging yourself in ways that you wouldn't if you just stayed where you are. And that's when you grow as a human and as a friend, truly, too.
Mhm. Absolutely. So, what is one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's about to start a second act?
I would say just dive in head first. Go hard. Just
Mhm.
learn everything you can. Take the classes. Say yes to any opportunity that's thrown your way. Don't look back. I did so many classes. I went to Ninja. I did the things online. I mean, I read all the books, and it's just educating yourself so you can be the master in your career at your craft.
Yes, and I think for my listeners who might be teetering on, do I want to start that business? Am I going to make this change? Learning before you leap is something I always say on the show because the more you learn, the more confident you are. And we should always continue to be learning more. And I think just as far as real estate, you don't have to start your own real estate business right away. You can get your license, you can start working under someone else. Thinking about real estate, if someone is listening and they want to get into real estate, what is your advice on maybe, dipping your toe into that industry?
Yes, I would say start by shadowing someone. Just ask your friend if you know someone in real estate, or even just go to your local real estate office. There's typically a recruiter. Let them know, like, hey, I'm interested. And just start shadowing somebody, get your license right away, because what can that hurt? I mean, you have your real estate license. Amazing. Even if you don't go into it, you still have your license.
Right.
Get it right away. Just study. And then Definitely get in on a team, even if it's an assistant role, if it's just starting out as a sales role. There's some brokerages that have training. You can go in there and they'll train you step by step for new agents. If the brokerage that you want to go into doesn't have that, join a team and they will teach you. People are willing to teach you, and also they need some help. They need someone to answer a phone or answer an email or fill in a little contract if you can show them what to do. I mean, just little things like that that you can help. Don't be afraid and ask a team, like, hey, can I help?
What does the next act look like for you? What is on the horizon and where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years?
I just want to keep building. I've fallen in love with building this team, and to see the girls on my team that have the passion that I do and that are supportive and loving and fun. I really want to keep expanding to other cities. I would love to have a full team up in Nashville someday. I'm open to other cities as well, just looking into that. But I love Nashville. It's so easy to get here, an hour flight, and a lot of our people that live here also live there. So continuing to build in that way and also building the NFL side of things. Just actually really started marketing to my NFL contacts a year ago, and it's already flourishing into this thing I never expected. So continuing with that as well. But as we said before, I mean, I feel like life is always evolving and throwing new things at you. So I'm always just saying yes to opportunities and open to it all, which who knows where it will bring me.
Well, where can everyone connect with you if someone wants to reach out, learn more about your area and what you do?
I post all the time on my Instagram. So go to at Brooke Kromer, Kromer with a K, and Twitter. I talk all sports. So I also host a sports betting show still on Sunday mornings with my friends at FTN Network for DraftKings. So if you want to know any sports betting fun things or anything about the Bills or Rams, it's all over my Twitter at Brooke Kromer. And building my YouTube and TikTok now. It's all at Brooke Kromer. Pretty easy to find.
That's great, Brooke. I'm going to link to everything in the show notes. I just love your transition and everything that you're building. And thank you so much for sharing everything with us on the show.
Thank you so much. I feel like I learn something new about myself even when I do these types of shows, because you're just talking about it and you're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool that I did that in the past. It really makes you sit back and think about your life and realize things and learning about you as well. So thank you for having me. It was so much fun.
Absolutely. Thank you.